The annual K&N Air Filters Spring Fling Million presented by Optima Batteries returned to the Diamond in the Desert to provide racers from all over the continent the opportunity to win life-changing money. The Peter Biondo and Kyle Seipel promoted event began on Tuesday, April 11th with a Yukon Gear and Axle Test and Tune session plus the Polson Trailer Shootout. In the quarterfinals, Dan Northrup took down Sean Schaefer, Paul Nero sped past Shane Thompson, Casey Pennington knocked out James Warden, and Kevin Hevington made it past Wade White. Semi-final action saw Northrup face Pennington and Nero taking on Heffington. For the new Polson trailer, it was Northrup who lit up the win light. With the drivers and their machines dialed in, Wednesday's racing action was sponsored by Maytag Silver State Refrigeration. A cool $20,000 was on the line, and racing began in earnest at 8 a.m. For the Super Pro round of 16, the winning drivers were Kevin Swayo, Sean Schaefer, Blue Hayball, Mira Sylvia, Jay Fitzgerald, Dan Lafferty, Lane Dickin, Cortland Carter, and Pro 32 winner Justin Lamb. Lafferty received the bye. In the quarterfinal, Hayball received the bye to move him on to the semifinal round, while Lamb and Sylvia faced off with Lamb advancing. Lafferty then defeated Schaefer to make up the round of 3 cars. Since all 3 remaining drivers had a bye, Hayball, who had just received a bye the round before, received it again as he had the best reaction time. For the semifinals, Hayball took his bye run while Lamb and Lafferty faced off.
Super Soccer, one of the summit side, the whole game. Eventually would have done a couple of Idahoans that are trying to gang up on him and knock him out of the money. How about a 6,000 package?
In the final, Hayball and Lamb squared off.
Jack's Pro 32 representatives that raced his way into the field versus Blue Hayball, 455 versus Justin Lamb's 560. You're going to have to wait a very long time to watch the bull from the tree lineup. With that tree start in effect, Justin, second one to stage, Blue Hayball. Justin Lamb breaks out by 8,000 of a...
Thursday's racing action was sponsored by RacePack. Wesley Izinga advanced from the Pro 32 field to join Jessica Bogacki, Johnny Ezell, Race Kid, Glenn Dilday, Troy Williams, Don Bain, Gordon Bovin, and Sean Schaefer, who still had 2 machines in the event. Bovin, Kidd, Williams, Ezell, and one of Schaefer's entries made it on through. Unfortunately, Mother Nature whipped up enough wind to force event and series officials to delay the conclusion of RacePack Thursday until Friday morning. When the round action resumed, in the quarterfinals, Kidd received the bye. That set up the matchup between Bovin and Williams.
Next up, Troy Williams Jr. 5 flat is the dial out of Florida. Right lane, Gordon Bovin, Boise, Idaho racer. Dial 586, the second racer in the quarterfinals from Boise. He's getting 8600s head start on Williams. Bovin out first, 17 thou, separate him on the tree. Gordon, nasty, look at Bovin, 4-pack, 001, dead on with a 3.
Also, there was a matchup between Schaefer and Ezell.
Sean Schaefer, Boise, Idaho racer in the left lane, dial 472. Right lane, Johnny Brackett Racing, Johnny Ezell, tears them up back home. He's from Ventress, Louisiana. He's dialed 5 flat. Very tight. 1 thou separation on the tree. Johnny Brackett's left first. Sean Schaefer gets the win. Brackett 17, take 2. No good.
In the semis, Bovin had the bye while Schaefer took on Kidd.
Sean Schaefer in the left lane, Boise, Idaho racer. 471 is the dial. A very familiar opponent in the right lane is Race Kid. Kid Performance and Dyno out of Twin Falls, Idaho, dial 483. And Mike Eames just made a great point with Blue Hayball collecting the payday on Maytag Silver State Refrigeration Wednesday, $20,000. Both 20 grand winners so far will be from Idaho. Red for Schaefer, Race Kid to the final. What a great decision to put Race in the ride by Nick Cobb.
For the final, Kidd and Bovin lined up for the big money.
Sean is carrying down on the return road right now, that bigger check that he is going to be carrying. Blue Hayball went home with the first one from Wednesday night in that Maytag Silver State Refrigeration. Today, we're going to pretend it's last night. We're going to pretend that we're still on a race pack. $20,000 to win Thursday. 5 of the 6 semifinalists across 2 days of racing have come out of Idaho. Gordon Bovin and Race Kid, both representing Idaho. Boise represented over on the left side of the track, 588, Race Kid, who is driving Nick Cobb's car. Nick Cobb obviously making the smartest decision of his life to say that Race Kid, maybe not his life, you know, I don't know if he's married yet or whatever the case may be, but this one ranks up there. 481, dial in for Race Kid. 588, dial in for Gordon Bovin. Green lights are on both sides of the tree. The score car is out front. Here comes Race. 4808 on a 481, breaks it out 0.02 of a second. Gordon Bovin runs 487.6, breaks it out 0.04 of a second. It comes down to that 2,000 difference. Race Kid going to be your winner on a race pack 20K Thursday.
For the second year in a row, $1 Million Friday was the highlight of the event. It all began with the Brodex $100,000 challenge. If any car on the property, regardless of whether they were entered in the million or not, could run 000 on the tree and dead on the dial, promoters Biondo and Seipel would pay the driver a cool $100,000 on the spot. Matt Diamond came closest with a 002 package and scored a pair of Brodex SR20 heads valued at $5,300. 230 machines signed up for the second running of the K&N Air Filter Spring Fling Million presented by Optima Batteries. For the quarterfinal round, Val Torres Jr., Bobby Dye Jr., Lane Dickin, Luke Bolgacki, Michael Pennington, and Randy Biddle, who won the Pro 32 bracket, remained. Biddle, Pennington, and Bolgacki advanced, with Bolgacki receiving the bye round. Biddle and Pennington then lined up for the chance to take on Bolgacki in the final.
That is a guy I shared the pits with all day. Great pit partner. An even better racer out of Lavernia, Texas. That's Michael Pennington. He's dialed 5 flat in the 34 Ford/Pennington Roadster. These guys build them themselves. They made the mold for the body themselves. Very talented race car builders down there, and they built something special in these roadsters. Getting it done. He is going to give up 1.41 seconds head start, little less than a full tree. Full tree's 1.5. Randy Biddle Jr. gets 1.41. They're being ever so careful on the pre-stage. Pennington's in. Here comes Biddle. He'll rock it in on the foot. And the winner will face Luke Bolgacki in the Spring Fling $1 Million final. Now separate them on the tree. Michael Pennington.
For all the cash, glory, and a trip downtown to a cosmopolitan suite, Bolgacki and Pennington faced off in the final round.
Each of those buildings here tonight. In the left lane, we have Luke Bolgacki. He's out of Harborville, Illinois. He's in the K&N Field Center. Drafter, 16, American Jack. He's down 467. In the right lane, Lavernia, Texas, Michael Pennington. 3414/Pennington Roadster. Down 5 flat. He's going to weld it in the quarterfinal. He's been on 5 flat all day long. Bolgacki bouncing around from 66 to 67. He's decided on a 67. They're pre-stage. All that's left is to see you go. Luke Bolgacki, Michael Pennington. Who's getting done? Luke Bolgacki.
This was crazy as that sounds, I've won Indy, I've won the Jegs All-Stars, like you said, won a couple of championships, accomplished more in this crazy game that I'd ever dreamed of. Kind of a rush of emotion came over me. I knew it was really close, and I wasn't real sure I'd killed enough. And just kind of one of those where you look up at the scoreboards guessing and hoping, and when light came on, and it was just kind of a flood of emotion. I think anytime I accomplish anything big in this sport, the first thing I think of is my dad, just because he got me into it. He's been gone 16 years now, but whenever I accomplish something I know he would be proud of, he's always the first thing that comes to mind.
$20,000 was still on the line on FTI Saturday. Brian Cerruti, Sean Schaefer, Greg Duffield, Alan Hofer, Marco Paravalaris, Steve Kasner, Mark Simeon, Thursday race winner Race Kid, and Greg Heaton remained as the later rounds settled in. Cerruti, Duffield, Paravalaris, Schaefer, and Hofer survived, with Hofer scoring a bye. Cerruti defeated Duffield and Paravalaris took out Schaefer. In the semis, Cerruti earned a bye based on his previous round's reaction time, while Paravalaris and Hofer went head-to-head.
All right, it's semifinals time. Alan Hofer and Marco Paravalaris. Brian Cerruti sits back here under the arch. He is going to get a first-hand look at who he will take on in the finals of the $20,000 to win FTI Saturday. Final day of the 2017 Spring Fling. 2 door cars, 1 dragster. Will they dispatch of the dragster and have the door cars galore in the final? $469 the dial in for Marco. $525 the dial in for Alan Hofer. Things don't look good for Hofer. Nope, don't look good for Hofer. Marco Paravalaris had a 13 thousandths reaction time and goes 470.
In the final, it was Paravalaris versus Cerruti.
Knocked out. They have put their cars in the trailer. They have loaded them up. They have closed the doors, and they have pointed their rigs towards the gate, with the exception of Marco Paravalaris and Brian Cerruti. And again, mentioning just how amazing it's been, the performance of the bottom boulders here this weekend. Justin Lamb started it off on the right foot, so to speak, by taking his super stalker into the final round on night number 1. Brian Cerruti did the exact same thing here tonight, being left as the last man standing in Jegs Pro 32 and trying to be the last man standing overall. Cerruti burns right out, pulls that Camaro. Dialed in at 646, on up to the line, lights up the first bolt. Marco Paravalaris lights up both bolts. He rolls in, click, click, we're set. Last pair of the Fling is underway. Down and away we go. Green lights are on both sides of the tree. Marco's doing the chase and Cerruti trying to get there. And Marco Paravalaris, by 7 thousandths of a second, claims himself $20,000 worth of FTI cash. Cerruti had an 033 light. Ran it all the way down to the stripe, runs 2 thou under, 645 on the 646. Marco Paravalaris beat him there by 7 thousandths of a second. Had a 14 thousandths reaction time, runs down to exactly 1 over 470 on the 469, and Marco Paravalaris will be the final winner here at the 2017 K&N Spring Fling.
With the flashbulbs and cheers on Saturday night, another K&N Air Filter Spring Fling Million presented by Optima Batteries was brought to a close. In all, co-promoters Biondo and Seipel paid out over $500,000 in prize money. Over 420 competitors signed in throughout the event, and event partners gave away over $60,000 in giveaways. As always, the entire staff of the Spring Fling Million would like to thank all of the competitors and fans for making the 2017 edition a rousing success. We hope to see you again for an even bigger event as the Fling returns to Vegas April 17th through the 21st, 2018.